Hello, everybody. Anime Reflux.
Yeah.
Little Witch Academia. No, that's not it.
Witchcraft works.
That's the one. It was witchy. I remember it was witchy. Yeah. So this show, there is only one element I don't like, and I'm told it goes away. So that's I probably like the show.
I know which element you're talking about, so it's fine. I've read this before.
You've read
I
it?
read the manga.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I don't read the whole thing. I've read part of it. I don't know where I stopped.
I don't know where I stopped. I don't think I reached the end, but it gets pretty complicated.
Pardon me. So this is. I feel like this is a show, or I guess a manga, that tries to do something different and say something by doing something different. Like, it feels very intentional of how it frames the situation. And that makes that one element that I mentioned that I don't like stand out all the more for being all the more out of place. Because you make a show that you want people to look at and think, then they're going to think about all of it, including the bits that don't really fit. So that's where I stand on that. So, summary, synopsis.
Yeah, enough with the mystery. Launch into it.
Sorry, what?
Enough with all the mystery. Let's get going.
So, we have a protagonist. His name is... I don't remember his name, so I'm going to call him Princess. He is present for the entirety of the episode, basically, and that's about all you can actually say about him for all the show says about him. He's pretty generic protagonist who is only informed on we're only informed on his character by the presence of another character, which is also an interesting point about the show. That, yeah, okay, fair enough, that also says something in the kind of area that this show seems to be tackling. So he rides the bus to school, and then an amazing, great at everything female character who is stacked and has long silky hair and yada yada is just great, and everyone fawns over her. She rides the bus as well, even though she could probably take a car, and he finds that annoying because it just turns the bus into chaos from everyone fawning over her. This continues at school, and
Just get past the part you don't like. Let's go.
I don't remember how the first altercation happens.
You dropped an eraser and she picked it up.
That was it, thank you. It's been a couple days since I saw the episode, because I watched it on Tuesday. Sorry. So, yeah, she picks up his eraser that he dropped on the floor, and for this, everyone in the school seemingly decides to have him get the shit kicked out of him.
It's mostly all the girls and one dude who's really doing this.
The one dude who is named Obama.
I mean,
Thanks, Obama.
yeah, I get... Okay. Let's get this out of the way so I can actually talk about this as we're going. So, a lot of what this show seems to be about is flipping gender tropes just across the board. So, as I mentioned before, generic character that has no interesting qualities and we don't know a goddamn thing about them. except based on how they interact with this other character. That is basically any love interest in 90% of series. Like, that's your standard stock love interest character. They don't actually have many characteristics aside from being interested or being affected by the main character. So fair enough. That was a thing that caught me even while I was talking about it just now. This bit, however, I don't know what... This doesn't seem to fit into that particular theme, because this doesn't happen. Like, I can't remember any series where a girl is interested in... or a girl accidentally gets close to a boy, and as a result, all of the dudes gang up and get the shit kicked out of her. I don't think that's ever happened. I don't...
No, but all of the girls will bully the girl if they're close to the guy that they like.
I guess.
That's a common thing in the reverse situation.
I guess. Yeah. I mean...
You're reversing the whole situation. It doesn't need to, the whole thing doesn't need to be reversed.
But even so, I feel like they don't go to violence as the option. They go to more indirect methods that can be worse psychologically, absolutely, but aren't directly physical. And I feel like that's... On the one hand, that's a weird shift. But on the other, I feel like there's a reason more narratively for why they did this. They wanted the character to look weak, I guess, is where this feels like it's trying to go with that. I don't think it was effective or landed very well for what you suggested that it's trying to do, is what I'm trying to say.
I'm saying that's what it's trying to do. I'm not saying it's necessarily doing it well, but that's kind of the aim of that, I feel. If we're talking about reversing gender roles.
Yeah, like, I feel like it's excessive. And...
I mean, they did it twice in one episode, so...
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's actually half the episode. It's not even...
Yeah.
Twice.
It happens twice, and on top of that, it feels excessive for what they're trying to go for. Like, if they had the dude slam him up against the wall and say, stay the fuck away from her, or something like that, that would feel more in line with what it's going for. But this, if you flip this to the equivalent female torment kind of thing, they'd be shaving her fucking head and probably cutting her clothes and shit. Like, this is some really aggressive kind of shit for such a minor thing, and it doesn't... Yeah, it's really, really over the top in a weird way, and I think they went a bit too far with it. Which, can happen.
I think they wanted to make a strong first impression of, like, this is why he's very apprehensive about trying to get close to her at all. But, yeah, I think they did a bit too much with that.
Yeah. So, like I say, that happens. Like, My Hero Academia had the same problem, like, right at the beginning. Bakugo's kind of a psychopath at the beginning, and the author regrets it. I feel like this is kind of a similar circumstance. Just a bit too much, just trying to make too strong of an impression and not quite fitting the rest of the series.
This harshness goes away, and if anything, I think maybe once or twice brought up as a gag later on, but with a lot less intensity and with a lot, like, it's very, very different tonally and in degree of excessiveness as far as I can remember. But yeah, this is I forgot how hard it was in the beginning.
So yeah, that happens, and then end of school, I think. I might be getting the events slightly wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong. But end of school, and protagonist is sweeping the floor because he's on chore duty, which is a thing in Japan. They have the kids clean the school. It's kind of messed up. And he gets invited for some activity that I forget.
Karaoke, dog.
Yeah, I was gonna say karaoke because it's always fucking karaoke. But he says no because he has to do stuff like he actually has.
He was told to do.
Yeah, he has things that the teachers have told him he has to do, and they're like, "Ha, fuck that guy. He's such a loser," because he doesn't want to hang out because he actually has responsibilities that I guess these characters would just blow off if they existed outside of this one scene. Yeah. So. Does anything else happen that day? I don't think it does.
As he's walking out with the trash,
right?
and
yeah,
get the trash.
Yeah,
the school starts to fall on him.
Yeah, and he is very confused, understandably so. And it falls on him, and then he closes his eyes and opens them again, and he's okay. And amazing girl, whose name I've forgotten, which is a shame.
Like Kagari?
Sure.
I think.
Like, it's unfortunate that I can't remember the names because I watched this 2 days ago because I actually like the show and will probably watch more. But it sounds like I don't because I can't remember any of the characters' names.
Her name's Kagari.
Okay. So, she's standing on a broom and wearing a witch's hat because witch.
Mm-hmm.
And they really wanted to stick to the theme. The aesthetic theme, that is. And she's holding him in princess carry because gender tropes flipped.
He's a princess, dude.
Yep, and she literally calls him princess for most of the episode, which he doesn't comment on, which is interesting. I get that it's just flipping the tropes, but I feel like he would comment on that at some point. Whether for why she's calling him that and why she's protecting him, or some they just skip over those conversations.
It's kind of hard to focus on that when you're being thrown around in the air as these little like bunny robots are appearing, and then she's using fire, and it's like, I think I'll let this slide.
I was talking more episode wide, but yeah. So yeah, they're being attacked by someone that throws bunny robot things at them. And she tells him, stay by my side. And he doesn't because he sees someone just waving him over and be like, over here, over here. And he's like, oh, maybe this is her ally.
To be fair,
it
doesn't seem like he's in a good position because there's a lot of them and one of her, and he doesn't know what they can do. She can do.
Yeah, she gave him basically no context for the situation, so I can understand.
The person waving says that it's safe over here, and he's like, you know what?
It probably is safe.
It probably is safe over there. I don't see anything bad over there. Might as well.
On the other hand, he did almost have the building that he's running to the side of drop on him a second ago, but, whatever. So,
it was only half of the building.
So she does a cool thing and burns the robots and realizes he's not there anymore. And he's just surrounded now by rabbit robots. Oh, patient's not here.
Rabbits?
Rabbit.
Yeah, there it is. Thank you, Zero. He will be appreciative, I'm sure. So, yeah. Other girl is taunting him and stuff, and he gets put into execution position by a rabbit. But before he can be executed, Kagari, that was the name, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sets all of them on fire. Like, all of them at once.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
She has a specialty.
Yeah.
She is made of fire.
Yep, and she promises to protect the princess from all the things that would hurt him. And he's mad that she got her hair set on fire because it's so amazing, and that she did it for him.
He does actually comment on the princess line. I was looking for it. He's like, because you're my princess. Like, what? And he says, that sounded pretty cool until the end.
Oh, yeah.
Did I hear that wrong?
No. He's like, can you say something? You said something amazing about me, and except for that last part.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. So that's kind of weird. I'm not sure what that's commenting on with the, you got your hair set on fire for me. That's...
Well, he saw flames flickering at her hair. He doesn't know.
I know that. I'm saying I don't know what it's commenting on for this. Like, I don't get it. I have to assume it's commenting on something, because otherwise it makes no fucking sense.
Well, he thinks her hair is gorgeous, and he thinks he's useless.
Because everybody beats that into him.
Okay. Yeah, sure. All right.
That's the best I got.
Yeah.
That's the best I got.
So, they go home, I guess, and they have a very brief conversation about how she's going to protect him, and he's still confused, but still doesn't question it. Next day...
He does question, but she says, can't explain. He's like, okay. Okay, I guess.
So, next day, on the bus, and everyone freaks out again, and he's annoyed, and then she insists on sitting next to him. And everyone hates him now. More, I guess. And they walk into school together, which they probably would have had to do anyway because they took the same bus. Just saying. But yeah, now they're walking side by side, I guess. And everyone's talking shit and saying why and yada yada. And he goes into his class and everyone's glaring daggers at him. And move on to another scene where he gets mobbed again. And Kaguri steps in and is like, hey, you okay? And everyone's still freaking out. And
if anybody lays a hand on you, I'll burn them. It's like, okay, yep, message received.
Mm-hmm. And then there is a lunch scene where they have lunch together, and there are like 36 people surrounding them who are also having lunch there, because apparently she is so popular and amazing that she has an appointment system in place for who gets to have lunch with her, and there is a waiting list.
That she did not set up at all. Because her fan club is nuts. And they proceed to pull their daggers at him and make him feel incredibly uncomfortable. To where he's like, "Yeah, can I just go?" And there's like an appointment system. It's like, I can eat with what I want to eat with. I really am not feeling comfortable here. And he yells at her and leaves. And then she sets everybody else's lunches on fire.
Yeah. Yeah, the fan club thing is really throwing me because that's not a gendered trope that happens on both genders. In fact, I see that more for female characters than I do for male. Like, that's not flipped at all. But, yeah, so he runs off and gets attacked by rabbits again. Because, you know, he's on his own.
Like Catgirl.
Yeah. And there are a lot of them. And when he's about to get killed by them and smooshed by all of them, like dogpile style, Kaguri shows up and takes the hit for him and gets stabbed a bunch by them. And... okay, you know the thing with the fire before that I was complaining about? How it didn't make sense? This one does it a lot better. because I know what they're going for here. I know exactly what they're going for. Because he is angry that she took those hits for him and is actually physically hurt this time, which, makes it land better. Because, that whole thing about I would die for you kind of romantic cliche?
Mm-hmm.
That's crap.
Yeah.
Like, just all over. It's absolute garbage. No one wants someone else to die for them.
Exactly.
So, yeah, all those romantic scenes where a guy, jumps in the way of like a sword or a bullet or something, and the girl is supposed to be head over heels in love with him because he did that. No. Generally speaking, you want someone to live for you, not die for you, is how that works. You can't really love someone after they're dead, or it's not especially easy to. So yeah, I appreciate what that's doing here, and it's doing it by flipping it so that the audience also feels horror that she did this, because it's a she. Instinctively, most of the audience don't want to see a woman hurt. Like, you can talk about equality all you want, but it's kind of instinctive that seeing a woman hurt is more impactful than seeing a man getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So, good job, show. You made a very good point with this scene. Then we get a gag scene of the rabbits are kind of just fucking about because there's no threat, so there's a giant rabbit that's lying down, and the other rabbits are using it as a slide, and then
it's like, okay, one down at a time. Gosh, I hope he's. I said dead or alive, but if he's in multiple pieces, that'll be a problem.
Yeah, it's a pretty good scene. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, after such an effective scene, and then just having something break the tension like that, it was very good, very effective.
Yeah, it's the realistic thing that they all can't get in to stab him.
Yeah.
So what else are the rest gonna do while their dog piled? Nothing.
Yeah. So, then fire, lots of fire, obviously, because that's how Kaguri rolls.
That's how I'd roll too,
I guess.
Yeah.
No, Kenshi, you don't roll like that. You roll like getting ridden like a horse. That's how you roll. That's how you do.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome. Stop letting it happen. It's just happens a lot. Just saying. Happens
to everybody a lot.
Yeah, I've seen it happen to you more, and well, move on. So, yeah, then, fight scene wraps up, enemy runs away, whatever. Next day at school, there are 5 new transfer students, and they are all witches. Cool.
They're all incredibly suspicious. It's like, yeah, look at these totally normal transfer students, and then one has like a wolf around her neck and an eye patch. It's like, yeah, I think there's something a little bit wrong here.
They have middle school syndrome. It's fine.
They're in high school.
Yes, that's why it's called middle school syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, one's a literal cat girl. Well, Japan,
Those ears aren't real.
It's fine. It's just fake. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, she's going to get asked about cosplay tips later. That's how that's going to go. Yeah. I like what this show is trying to do, and that it is effective at doing it most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, there are some very noticeable weak points in it, but when it hits hard. So, good job on the show. From the first episode, at least.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Oh, go ahead.
No, you can go.
I don't remember disliking this when I
Yeah.
read it, so I don't know why I stopped.
I don't remember disliking it either. I remember actually liking it, and it was more of a case, I guess, of it just gradually lost my interest. I think. I don't know. But it's good. I never saw the anime actually before, so
maybe it's a case of once it said what it had to say, it didn't really have any unique appeal anymore. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I think it had some bits of world building that weren't particularly interesting or something. I don't remember. That's usually what ends up if I gradually falling up something. It's usually because of let's get into world building. It's like but I don't know. I might be wrong.
Did I pin the anime list? I hope I did. I did. Okay, cool. All right.
We're doing this?
I guess. Unless
All right,
anyone else has got anything. No?
Yeah, Ghost Discord member. What do you got to say? That's a great point, Ghost Discord member.
Yeah, Ghost Discord
Your
member.
hot takes are fantastic. All right.
I mean, they're cool takes because he has a low body temp because he's a ghost.
The show is about fire.
Ooh. Yeah, that's why I didn't like it. Yeah. He's not a fan.
Alrighty then. So the number for this one, at least the first number, is 8.
8. H. I don't like H. I can't shout H in an enthused manner. H.
You absolutely can.
It's about as good as I can get.
It's more enthusiastic than most people shout H.
I can't go B or D or P or anything like that. It's got to be H, and it's kind of limp.
H.
99. No.
Oh my goodness.
Nope. Is it? Yeah, 99.
Alrighty then. Well, out of 99, we get 96.
Way down at the
Go
bottom.
figure.
Oh boy.
I don't like when we're near the end of these lists because it's never anything good.
Oh boy. Oh, this only seems to have a dub. Oh no, it's got sub as well. Alright, so here is your sub version for the sub club. And here's your dub version for your dub club, which is me.
You're not going to try and say it?
Hyako Ryoran, Samurai Girls. The story takes place in Japan in the early 21st century in an alternate reality where the Tokugawa shogunate has remained in power. In this reality, student councils are tasked with oppressing schools.
One of those.
Okay. Yagyu is a high school student who rebels against his student council with the help of girls who he had the names of famous samurai heroes passed on to them. I feel like we've watched something very similar to this.
Just like that other show, except for except instead of like everyone from Romanto Three Kingdoms, it's samurai and famous historical figures.
So there is a light novel series this is based off of.
Why do you know that off the top of your head?
Because I searched it up on Wikipedia while you guys are talking.
And
also,
okay, looking at the dub cover, there's the closest thing possible to an upskirt for the main character, I assume, and well, the main female character. And there's a girl in her underpants. So yeah, this is a light novel adaptation.
The sequel to this anime is called Samurai Bride.
Yep,
so,
of course it is. I saw that.
Yep.
So yeah, You know exactly what they're going for.
Yep.
Patient's gonna love this one.
There's a line. There's a line in one of the
Slicer's gonna love this one.
One of the characters' descriptions is a line that says, "This power first manifested when he and the naked girl who fell from the sky kissed." I'm like, "Yep, okay, I know what type of show this is."
Isn't that To Love Ru? Like,
it's every one of these shows.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyone gonna veto?
No.
I'm just gonna mention some comments here. I watched the trailer and learned that this is just nudity with ink everywhere. Guys, don't even bother, because just 10 min into it, and I felt like I was watching a horrible cutscene from a game with bad graphics.
This doesn't turn me off of this at all. I want to make fun of it.
I came for the boobs. I wonder whether that's a metaphor or entirely literal. So I'll overlook the art style.
I'm getting this weird flash of like, back in high school, I watched a bunch of random anime because I was bored.
Yeah.
Is this one of them?
Probably.
Have I seen this before?
Probably.
This came out while I was in high school.
I mean, 2010.
I mean, you and I both saw the other thing we just did before, so probably.
Yeah, I think I saw this before.
And?
Oh, no. I feel pain. I must confront my past.
I mean, you don't have to.
Does he have a veto?
I think so.
I still have mine, but it's not being used on this. I need to see how bad this is.
I have my veto still. I'm not going to use it because I need to confront my past.
Alright.
No, you don't.
Which is what I do with. It's what I do pretty much every week. So we're doing good.
Okay. So that's what we're doing this time.
So, yeah, we're gonna watch Tokugai with boobs.
Yeah. I mean,
that's just like every gacha game.
I mean, yeah, that's Fate also. Like, they fucking gave Miyamoto Musashi and forgotten the other name, Okita, and fucking Oda Nobunaga. They're in swimsuits now and stuff, and yeah, this is basically. There's even a fucking porn gacha game that is literally just all about fucking samurai. Well, fucking samurai, actually. But yeah. So, yeah, this is not new ground that is being broken, but sure. Let's do the thing. Hyako Ryuran Samurai Girls. Let's do the thing.
Look, Casey, we may not be breaking the ground, but we're retilling the land. Yeah. You like that?
I don't even know what that means. That makes no... Alright. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.